Hey, so I was watching the Lovey Tea and I was watching this video called Was Post Malone Cursed After Opening Up a Hunted Debunk Box? I might be saying it wrong, but um, and then God Must Hate Me, LOL, because that's something that Post Malone posted. you know, it's real intriguing because I'm feeling like this is set up. It's a lot of fear tactics being played out right now. Because it was one part in the video that the T was like, he said something really deep about the government some time ago. And now this is happening. Like that's the direction that they want us to go in, but that's not really it. Because when he was talking about the government, he really didn't say nothing. He talking about when they freeze your account, go to another country and build a tower and shit. Like, well, how you gonna do that? How you gonna go to another country when your account is frozen? Like, what money you gonna use? Like transportation and all of that? Like, what you gonna do? So he wasn't really saying nothing that, we haven't heard before. And at this point, we are realizing that a lot of the conspiracies was actually created by the people that keep us oppressed. We are understanding that, right, y'all? We understanding that. Um, Maybe we not really to that point yet because when I was listening to the T, sh- sh- not the T, her name is Lovely T, so it's kind of confusing. Give me one moment. So when I was listening to Lovely T, she was kind of going in that direction, everything. I fuck with Lovely T. I think that she is very conscious in a lot of ways and everything like that. And yeah, I've been watching her for a minute, on and off. Um, Honestly, like I don't watch anybody consistently. So it ain't nothing personally. Um, sometimes I don't watch people. Sometimes I take breaks from watching people. Because right now I feel like my energy is very selective to what I'm digesting. That I'm like, you know, that's why a lot of times I'm kind of bored and shit like that because I feel really ancient. Nothing is really new. And, I only care about like the mission and, it's just how it is. Anyways, but yeah, now I will play the clip where they show. Now they played this on the news. Yeah, okay. They played this on the news. Really interesting. It's just like they recorded this whole ritual. And I feel like they getting you to believe in certain things because for one, they want to keep you bounded in that way. They want you to fear things. Cause honestly, when I be just knowing how energy works, really be debunking a lot of shit for me. The only thing that he was gonna be hunted by really is what he allowed. I was hearing the story and they talking about they trapped a soul in this box and shit like that. Nah, they trap your belief in that box. That's what the ritual is. So when you, with your belief, you're going to start to manifest what you expect from that box. And the reason why they use these fear tactics, because when they use it against you, you could like destroy yourself. It's one part that I do want to mention about the Bobby DeBarge. Y'all should go check out that movie. The wigs are kind of distracting and it's kind of funny, but and I feel like it's not really realistic in a lot of ways, but it's okay. It's fine. Anyways, when I watch movies, I be looking for something different. So that's why I could come and be like, yo, that was a really good movie. And people would be like, that shit was weird. I didn't understand it. Yada, yada, yada. The production is bad. I'm like, no, I'm looking at something else. I'm looking at the meaning and symbolism and the programming in it. And that would make it intriguing, you know? So yeah, there was one part where Bobby is now in prison. They gave him so much fucking time, but it just that whole part is shady. Like, I wish Bobby would have went in a different direction. I think that it was his ego that led him down that path. Cause he could have had took a different direction. You know, him getting kicked out the industry was actually a blessing, but he couldn't see that like that, you know. Um, it was real cringy when he met his wife and she was all like, what do you have to be embarrassed about? You a celebrity. Like, girl, you sound really washed up. Like you really like a robot. People like that be really concerning me because it made me think that she might have been a fucking setup. You get what I'm saying? She might have been placing your life on motherfucking purpose. You know, she all agreeable and shit with everything, man. Nah. People really need to question that shit. Men need to really question when they get around a female and she don't have no complaints, no arguments. She don't ever challenge you. You know, especially if you're a man in power, how you could trust a female that, you know, she don't even tell you when you wrong. Like, what the fuck? How you gonna grow like that? See, niggas be stupid. And that's, you know, it is what it is. Let them be dumb as fuck. They just gonna fuck themselves up. Hopefully, you know, I don't know. Things are really fucked up right now. I'm telling you, we're really in spiritual war. So I don't know what to tell you. Anywho, so yeah, he started selling drugs. That shit was hella stupid to me because just the fact that when you making a deal with a drug dealer and you this celebrity, it's already gonna generate a certain type of energy. They're gonna realize you, oh, you Bobby the Barge, just like the scene that they played in the jail. It's that same energy when he was out of jail. So, you know, and people like they don't think about the big picture. They only think about, you know, just day by day and shit like that. Like, so, you know, people might have felt some type of way. You know, you trying to be, they might even felt like you was trying to set them up. Like, what a celebrity doing out here selling drugs. You know, they're not gonna understand it. So they might feel like you trying to set them up or some shit. So how you feel comfortable with even doing that? That was a real dumb decision. You know, so then when he get in jail, he develop a cough, right? And they told him that he is HIV positive. And when he told his wife, they talking about her reaction is everything gonna be fine. You're not gonna die. And they had him looking at her like, bitch, is you listening to what I'm saying? And then by the time he get out of prison, he was so sick and frail and stuff. And I believe the reason is all they had to do is make him believe. First, they put him in a depressive state. Then they tell you that you have the illness. And then he started to rapidly deteriorate. Like, I wonder if, you know, nobody ever told him that he had it, where he had gotten that sick. And the weird thing is, like, you be hearing these celebrities and they be getting HIV all the time, like Easy E and that basketball player and shit, but they wives never fucking get it. And I mean, this is out there having their motherfucking kids. So this motherfucker is nutting in you and shit like that and having sex with you on a regular. And you telling me that you don't ever get it? something just don't add up, you know? Something just don't add up. This shit is ridiculous, you know. I know that now they have medicines that could prevent you from getting it, you know, but you know, this shit all could be placebo, you know, and the fact that they do these rituals to get you to get you to believe things. Because it's this movie called Skeleton Key, and it was a part in it that, you know, she not knowing what she doing, she started doing a ritual thinking that it was going to protect her, but she was actually trapping herself. And when the woman, the so-called villain who was trying to switch souls with her, she was like, "Oh, great, you did it for me." And she was like, "No, this is to protect me." And she was like, "No, that is to trap you and keep you stuck in place while I do my ritual." And she was like, "You already believe." Like she did this whole little cat and mouse game with this girl in order to get her to believe that it's real. So she was like, "No, you already believe. So it's going to work." And then the girl started saying that, "I don't believe. I don't believe." But the woman was like, "It's too late. It's too deeply embedded. You already believe. So you just can't, it's going to take time and a process for you to not believe anymore. Shit, it's even going to take an experience to make you not believe anymore." So, and that's really how deep belief is. Like, really think about it. That's why they sell dreams and shit like that. That's why they do that. So yeah, watching this post Malone shit. So I thought it was weird that, um, you know what? I'm just gonna play it. I'm gonna play it. Okay, so this is the video where, suppose I don't know who this man is, but I am kind of curious because it's the way that it happens. It seemed like a setup. Look at these symbols. Like this whole room looked like a built ritual. But why he even touching the box in the first place? And it looked like it's salt around the box, as if they trying to keep what's supposedly in it trapped in it. But he's being like a conduit because he is touching it, you know. So let's go.
Inside his haunted museum here in the valley. Now, Baggins is seen touching what he calls the most haunted object, the Dybbuk box, which is, yeah, a box that supposedly has an evil spirit in it. Anyway, then while he's touching that box, Malone is seen touching his shoulder. Baggins says Malone then saw a dark figure that night that followed them out of the museum. Some people think this is the reason Post Malone has had so many problems lately. And in all fairness, he kind of has had a bad streak. I got to be honest. His private jet nearly crashed. He got in.
Like, why the fuck he do that? Like, look at him. It's like, okay, as soon as he touched the box, I mean, no, he was touching the box. And then as soon as Post Malone touched his shoulder, he let go of the box as if he was transferring something to him. And then he instantly tried to step away from him. You know, this looking real suspicious and real guilty, right? Like, why are you backing away? Why you don't want him to touch you all of a sudden? Like, you acting really weird, you know?
In a car crash, and then crooks targeted his home.
See, look, they play it again. And the fact that they playing this shit on the news is really telling. Because they recorded the whole fucking ritual. And then what the fuck is this over here?
Home. So, you know, they say bad luck comes in threes, so maybe that's it.
Yeah.
and he can move on with his life and never ever visit the museum again.
No. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Wow. Yes.
Yeah, it's like as soon as whatever it was attached to him, he forcefully pulled himself away from Post Malone. He forcefully did that. Who the fuck is this motherfucker right here? Like, why they was even together and why this even being recorded? Like, they was recording a TV show? Because I don't think so. Like, this shit is real sketchy.
It's funny when you watch the video how he touches him, and it's kind of the chain thing. But he was followed out by the dark object,
apparently.
So.
Now, what's even worse is that after that whole situation with the Dybbuk box, 2 months after filming, Post Malone was involved in an emergency landing with his private jet. The tires blew out of his jet. And then soon after that, a month later, he was involved in a high-speed car crash where he almost lost his life. And then after that, his home was a target of a home invasion where armed intruders broke into his house.
It's been a rough few weeks for rapper Post Malone. You may remember just last month, he was on a plane that made an emergency landing here after the tires blew out. Then just this morning in West Hollywood, he was in a car accident. Another car slammed into his Rolls Royce. Though he wasn't hurt, not feeling real lucky, he tweeted saying, quote, "God must hate me, LOL."
Well, just maybe stay put for the weekend.
Yeah, just stay home.
Just chill.
And it was very frightening because it could have ended.
It's really fucking crazy how this shit is on the news. You know what I'm saying? Like the news, I thought the news supposed to be reserved for like events like war or to be like a warning to people to let you know what's going on to keep you informed. But they informing us about occult shit. Now that's interesting. It's a reason why they doing that because we in a spiritual battle. You know, at first they make you believe that you don't have no power, especially if you're indoctrinated. They make you believe that you don't have no power, so you don't even believe in yourself, and that makes you vulnerable. And then they show you what they have in their pockets. Like this is their arsenal. They showing you what they can do. You know, this shit look weak as fuck to me, you know. That's why you really got to be careful, like who you hanging out with, who you around, who you associate with. You have to be fucking careful, you know. Cause this man, it looked like a fucking setup, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I don't know. I kind of feel like Post Malone altogether is a setup. Like I feel like he's one of those laboratory rats, laboratory drones, or whatever the fuck you call them. Like he's a condemned soul binded under them, and he just doing their work. You know, they don't care about these people. These people are just used as tools. You know, it's actually something that I was looking up because I seen somebody write something about a star, but the A and the S looked close together. So I thought it was all one, ash star or something like that. So I went to look that up. So let me pull that up for y'all and then I come back and show you. All right, so the interesting thing is that a lot of things that like intuitively came to my awareness, you could go into my IG account and you will see me going through certain experiences that I was shown certain things, you know, yada, yada, yada. But a lot of times it led me to programmings. Like under certain names, look at this symbol. Under certain names, will lead me to some form of programming that they have. And when you read about these programming, it explains what they do. Now, this is Astar, but it's, you know, if you separate it, it's a star. So they're telling you what it is. So they say it's a network is a gateway to the multi-chain future. We connect multiple layer one blockchains to Polkadot through Astar network. Okay. Blockchains. So what they telling you is how they create these like these stars and they make them into like gatekeepers. Like you have been seeing in my last readings. Like they put them out in the world in certain prominent positions. But these are people that they have some sense of control over. And they're telling you how they create this. Like there's a reason why they put certain things in the public, because there are people who are out there and they really like into, they might be like these so-called 33-degree Masons, but you know what coming here to Earth now, that shit don't even matter. Like the Masons ain't shit what coming down here now, you know? So, but they understand the language, like how I'm seeing it. Now, I'm not even a fucking Mason, don't know shit about it. I don't read their books, never been to their temples or none of that shit. I never been initiated in that bullshit. So, but yeah, I could read their language and know what they secretly talking about. So there's a lot of them, you know. So this is how they communicate with each other, by creating cosmos. Coming soon. By like there's a universal law that you really can't lie. Like that's why at this point it's really easy for me to see certain emotions in people, certain when they lying and shit like that. But you really can't lie. That's why they put the truth out there. But what they do is they put a filter over it. And the only way that you could really know what they're talking about is if you are a part of a certain programming that they make you go through certain rituals in order for you to even gain that knowledge and all that other bullshit, you know? But they are scared right now. That's why right now they constantly trying to distract us, constantly trying to build fear in us. They want us to be afraid. That's what they want. They want us to be afraid.
He wasn't home.
Fear is the most powerful low vibrational emotion. You could put a person in fear, you could control them. It's very powerful, you know. But these are people, see, you know, you always see demons use fear tactics. They always trying to provoke fear in people. Or they use other low vibration. Like that's why you have like narcs who feeds on guilt and shame. You know, they gaslight you and all that other bullshit. You know, it's a reason why they utilizing those emotion. I hope that y'all hearing me well. But okay, I'm gonna play a little bit more of this because she gonna talk about what supposedly happened to him after this incident, you know. So let's go.
In the same time frame, one of his closest friends in the industry, Mac Miller, also died. So a lot of this stuff happened to Post Malone shortly after he was affected by that Dybbuk box. And so a lot of people have been whispering online, was this string of bad luck due to him visiting the Haunted Museum in Las Vegas? Now in 2020, Post Malone once again terrified his fans at a show. He took to his stage to perform and he legit looked demonically possessed. Several people who attended his runway tour took to social media to post clips of his performance, and people were really curious. They were scared, like, you know, is this due to drugs? Is he high out his mind? Because at that time he had just dropped a new weed line. But the way he was performing and moving, he literally looked demonically possessed. It was really creepy watching this video when it went viral back in 2020.
Okay, it says testing. Okay, so I want to ask about that. Um, because he could just be just a regular old puppet. He could just be up there acting possessed. You get what I'm saying? Because honestly, these people look possessed to me all the time, but sometimes they can act so-called normal. But it's deeper than that. Demons are not okay. Yeah, that's another point I want to make. They got us looking at demons like they don't have any, they really animalistic, which is a truth to it, right? But they are strategic, they are clever. You get what I'm saying? Like, they ain't gonna just be you know what I'm saying? Like, they gonna know how to handle themselves. They probably gonna be the most put together person in the fucking room. They know how to wear a mask, any mask that suit whatever their agenda is, you know? So they make a demon seem like it's so obvious to see, but no, they're very deceptive. So, that's what I'm saying. So him acting like that, that's how they want us to perceive possession. When actually it ain't like that at all, you know? It's really not. So, and that's when you don't recognize when a demon is around you, because they not acting like that. Their head is not turning around in a circle and stuff. Nah, they very polite, they very kind and everything. They could just be whatever they think that they need to be in order to get whatever they need out of you. So him being like that on stage and stuff like that, I kind of just feel like he kind of just um feeding into the narrative, or he could be fucked up because he believes so much in the narrative. All they have to do is like really get you to believe, and then they could play with your mind however they choose. So, like, let's say that they did this ritual with him, and then they did some shit to his plane. Now he in a really low vibration where they could really attack his psychology. And now he thinking that he's seeing shit or whatever, and he not understanding what he's seeing, but he's actually just projecting his own demons out. But he don't even know how they are created. He don't know how those demons are created, but they created it. But they created through your own manifestation. Like, I don't know if I'm making sense, but I'm trying. So it's somebody, they feeling some type of way. Like, I don't know, I'm still thinking about it. I'm still filtering through it. I just don't really, like, you have to be consistent, with me at this point in my life and everything. So anyways, actually today was a really crazy day. I do want to say this real quickly. The energy was really crazy today. Like, people was shooting BB guns at people doors where I'm at. The police was called and shit like that. And uh I did make up with somebody, we cool again and everything. And but first I had an argument with them. Yeah, okay. So, but also at my daughter's school, something really crazy happened. It was a huge fight that broke up at the cafeteria time. But get this, the school knew that this fight was coming because the day before they called the parents with that automatic line, and they told us that yeah, there's some talk going around And just let your kids know that they will be held accountable for their violent actions. If they was to harm anybody, they will be held accountable. So they called us and told us this. Now they did this more than once. The very next day, there was a fight that broke out. Tell me why they didn't have nobody monitoring it. Like the fight was so bad that it broke out like 3 times and nobody broke it up. Now there's supposed to be police that come and walk around the campus, security guards and shit like that, but there's nobody in the cafeteria. When you know that's most likely when fights gonna break out. So you have nobody and y'all know that something is going on because you called us. So schools are very barbaric right now. And I wouldn't suggest, I know some people be like, I'm going to homeschool my child because I'm scared. No, man, like your kid have to like become a soldier. You get what I'm saying? Like you can't hide them from experiences. You should just prepare them for it because that's how they're going to build character. You know, you don't want them to be too sheltered. You don't want them to be afraid of everything. You want them to learn how to interact with people. So I feel like public school is good for that experience and everything. But, you know, you on the side should be educating your child in a different way. But the best way, like, don't be trying to indoctrinate them. Like, live by example. Like, your child will learn by watching you, how you handle things, how you perceive things. And that's going to be very important to them. So live by, be who you want them to be. Don't be giving them that speech like, do what I say and not what I do, because that shit ain't going to work. These kids are really smart, you know, smarter than you realize, you know. They really violent, but public school always been kind of violent, but it's kind of different now. It is. But I feel like they doing that on purpose. I feel like they trying to break the kids. Make sure your kid is mentally strong. If you feel like they not, then maybe you should take them out and homeschool them for a little while and then prepare them to go out there and be able to handle themselves. Okay. But anyways, like it's a lot of stupid things that they did that don't make sense. So I know that they building this up in schools. Like it's something that they doing that making the kids really angry. Also teachers. Teachers are really suffering. Like there's an issue at the school where there's some teachers who most of the school year they gone. And you know your kid is stuck in class with a chaperone or whatever the fuck you call a substitute teacher all year. Like there's teachers that's extremely unmotivated. Like they hate their job. They don't want to come to school. They feel like they can't handle these kids because these kids are bullies. They angry. They don't know how to handle it. They could be disrespectful as fuck, you know? Like even when it comes to a person that they respect, you still have to tell them a couple times, you know? I be like, damn, y'all some hard-headed ass kids, and they act like they don't even, they be zoned out. They be spaced the fuck out. And yeah. I'm so glad that my daughter turned out the way that she is, you know, because you know, when I look back on some of my experiences, I would think of myself like a problem child, you know, because I did get in trouble and stuff. But when I really looked deep into it, you know, I kind of felt like I was picked on by the system. Um, and for a long time, I wore those projections and everything. But, you know, when I look back, I wasn't that bad of a person, you know, but there was a time And people remember that and they try to use that against me. But there was a time that, you know, I always felt wrong. Like I always felt wrong. And I would even talk about myself like that. Like I would go through a situation with a person, I end up apologizing. And I end up feeling like, you know, okay, maybe you're right and I'm wrong and stuff like that. Cause I'm trying to understand. But people be really deceitful. They're not in the same, they projecting their demons on you and you projecting your light onto them. Cause I'm thinking that people are like me. So if they not doing right by me, you know, especially if they gaslighting me, telling me it's my fault, maybe it's something I'm doing because I couldn't do that to somebody I care about. So they must be doing it because it's really something wrong with me. So, and you know, I had to learn that nah, some people really are demons. All right, let's get started. I first want to ask about I want to know what was going on with Post Malone on the stage. I'm trying to shuffle it real good. Really good at shuffle. I'm either gonna split them up and shuffle. Ooh, okay, that was a real good shuffle. Actually, what is my little oh, it's in there. You know, I want to do it. I want to do it. Sorry. Actually, I guess. All right. So, what was going on with Post Malone on the stage? I slept so good last night. Ooh. Mm. Okay. I looked over and seen this Exorcist card, and then the Martyr card, and then this Child Magical. I think I'm gonna take those. And the Messiah card, I think I want to take that too. Oh, and this poet card, because it's really telling a story. Okay. Ooh. Hold on, yeah, I gotta scratch. I gotta stretch real quick. Ooh, I don't know about y'all, but I feel like I'm becoming less and less tolerable of brawls. They be feeling so restricting lately. So, I still wear them while I'm out because, I don't like people really, looking at my titties while they jiggling and stuff. Like I don't really care, but, I don't want to like, anyways. Okay, so I'm trying to organize it. What's the first card? The first card that came out is student. Yeah. I feel like he's definitely initiated, and there's a lot of child cards coming out. So I'm kind of feeling like he's also one of those test tube babies. And the Messiah card, I'm gonna get to that later because it came out like at the end. It also came out, and I feel like they trying to like put him in that position. Okay. But the good thing about talking about these things is that, as people pick up on their patterns, they trying to switch it up. So it's kind of changed the course because they be paying attention. So they like change the course in order to like throw people off and everything, but it ain't gonna work. It's just not gonna work. Humility and devotion to knowledge, openness to lifelong learning. And then came out next, the storyteller card. And with the student and storyteller card, it's really giving me the vibe that he playing a part in something. It's really giving me that vibe. Like he's aware of what he doing. Ability to experience and express life through stories and symbols. And then the destroyer card came out sideways. So I'm gonna take both attributes. Releasing what is potentially destructive, preparing for new life. Yeah, like this is another distraction. They know that their systems is like about to crash and burn, and they're trying to outsmart it. That's what they're trying to do. But they don't really understand their position. They don't. It's like they forgot, because I don't feel like it always been like that. Like there was a time that they knew that they were supposed to play the part of the destroyer because, we wanted the experience. But now, because they was given power for so long, they forgot that that power was given to them. They believe that they just powerful on their own, but they don't even have that essence. So now they trying to like outsmart, but it's not working. Intoxication with destructive, this is a shadow attribute. Intoxication with destructive power, destroying others' dreams or potential. See, they know that new life is coming. They know that something is being torn down. But they playing out these narratives because they want to keep you in certain vibrations. But they targeting particular people. It's a lot of not real people in the world. But the ones that they targeting on, that's what they shit is working the least on. Cause these enlightened people, they really are seeing through the fogginess. Like they have X-ray vision or something like that. But they trying to hinder that, you know. Yeah, then the gambler card, because they just doing what they fucking can. They just doing what they can, relying on luck rather than hard work. Yeah, hedonist reverse pursues pleasure to the detriment of health, indulges at the expense of others. This kind of really pointing at drugs. I do feel like Post Malone is on drugs. But I feel like he's actually good with it. They created them to be like that. Like these celebrities, they can handle drugs a lot better than like people in the past. They actually feed drugs to these celebrities because it keeps them complacent. It keeps them confused, but they are still able to operate like they want them to operate. And you'll be surprised when I say that, you know, sometimes they want these celebrities to operate in a toxic way. Like you would think that when a celebrity start to get so fucked up that they don't want to do shows anymore and stuff, you would think they'd be mad that they losing money. But no, in actuality, this is what they wanted. Because it's all about the energy. It's not about the money. It's not about it. But they want you to think that. They want you to think that they value money the same way that you do, because they make money so scarce to everyday people unless you work your ass off. They don't have the same connection or attachment to money. Like they don't even think about it like that. Violates the trust of your spiritual community, seduced by your own spiritual role, priest. At this point, this card is really representing there's a sector of people in the industry. They are occultists. They control. I'm actually feeling like there's like maybe only two groups, really. They might have a whole bunch of subgroups, but it's like only two groups controlling the industry. Using humor to wound rather than liberate, denial of your emotional truth. I feel like that's kind of pointing at Post Malone personality, but exaggerate belief that you are the only means through which a cause can succeed. Yeah, okay, so there's another narrative that they is building around this. And it's the fact that, oh, Post Malone, he is so wise. He is so hardworking. You know, he fell and bust his ass on stage and he still did this show. And then they made this one lady really popular, this white lady who was like, you know, I love Post Malone, so much more now because even though he was suffering, he still did the show for his fans. You know, they're trying to build up that Messiah figure. But by making him into a Messiah and them fucking with him, making him look weak, that creates fear in people, you know, because you like, damn, look at what they can do to this really kind and nice person. Like, and I'm not as strong as them, so they could really fuck me over. It does something to your psychology. When you see somebody that you look up to, somebody that you respect, and they are in pain, they are suffering. And not just in like mentally, spiritually, and physically. They sacrifice him in all manners, physically, mentally, and spiritually. Exorcist, fear of facing your own demons. This martyr card came out, which was really interesting because I feel like that tied into the Messiah card because he's really looking like this really selfless and wonderful person, but people have to look beyond the image that they are projecting. Like, what is his music talking about really? Like, what vibration he putting out? Like, even if he like, you know, because I'm not impressed by what I seen when it came to his wisdom. He wasn't really talking about nothing that's really going to help. Like, I don't know. What was on Post Malone mind when he was on stage? I'm afraid of rejection, failure, and the unknown. I really need to think this through. I'm tired of waiting. I have a new perspective and I will act on it. I will make sacrifices for my happiness. That's what he think he doing. Like he think he making sacrifices by playing this role, by being a part of this deceit. But this is the reality. The reason why his soul is condemned anyways. When I'm talking about condemned souls, I'm talking about souls that are like it's heavy with karma and they just cannot let go because only you could save yourself. So these is how like these souls become celebrities in a manner that they become celebrities. They become slave to this industry because they already bounded. And condemned souls, like they so, it's that part in that movie Soul where they go to like this underworld or something like that. It's the land of the lost souls. And they stuck in this repetitive energy. Like, actually, let me show you. Okay, this is the part that I'm talking about.
Ahoy there, fellow astro travelers! Good to see you again, 22.
Moonwind, how are ya?
On the brink of madness, thanks for asking.
Hey, got a request for you.
Yeah, I'm trying to get back to my body. Can you help me?
That's what we do. We are are the Mystics Without Borders, devoted to helping the lost souls of Earth find their way. I'm Moon Wind Star Dancer at your service. That's Wind Star Dreamer Moon, Dancer Star Wind Moon, and that's Dreamer Wind Dreamer Dreamer.
These weirdos are gonna help me get back?
Just wait.
Let's get this lost soul back home.
Poor fellow. Some people just can't let go of their own anxieties and obsessions, leaving them lost and disconnected from life, and this is the result.
Make a trade?
Looks like another hedge fund manager.
Now, to reconnect to your earthly body.
Whoa, that's me. Thank you. What am I doing with my life? I'm alive! I'm alive! Free yourselves! It's beautiful!
Whoa, he got back just like that?
Damn, y'all, that whole time I still had the thing on mute. Damn, what I was saying. I was saying that I was saying like that is the position of where his souls is at. Dang, I said some good shit, yo. That's why I hate using this mute and like to use because I could forget about this one a whole lot easier. But I was saying that that dang, see when I'm doing my intuition, things just flowing through me, so I don't hold on to it. So it's hard for my memory to even grasp it, because I don't let my energy hold on to too much because I get heavy. So I might just let that go. I was just saying, like, I was showing that video as an example of a condemned soul. And this is something that Post Malone agreed upon, but he can set himself free, but he has to believe it. He has to go through the process. Everything that this has to do with is divine, It's all playing a part. You need both the good and the evil. But him as a individual soul is supposed to evolve. Now, I do believe that these are condemned souls. They have so many binding contracts to them and they don't know how to break it. And the only reason they keep manifesting this experience is because they of fear or not being able to let go after lifetimes of lifetimes. A lot of them is really stuck in the loop, in a trap of wanting to become a high level Mason, because they feel like that's the epitome of success, you know, but it's really not, you know, it's really not. It's not worth the condemnation of your soul. It's not worth that. So I was also asking, how aware is Post Malone? I just kind of want to know like where he's at in his evolution. Now, just because these are condemned souls, it do not mean that they are dumb. But they operate in a manner, in a low vibrational manner. I have to walk away from this toxic situation, but he really don't know how to, and he has a lot of fears. It's his fears that is keeping him bounded. It's him not fully speaking his truth. It's him believing in certain things. Like, I really suggest for celebrities that they first break the mental chains of the fear of being harmed, of the fear of losing everything that they built. They have to release that fear. And then after they do that, then they will have the strength to be able to express their experience. And by them expressing their experience, they will help other people to wake up, you know? But a lot of them don't even know how to express their experience. And they so wrapped up mentally that when they do start to express the experience, they fear of losing their lives. They fear of people doing things to them. They fear of being seen a certain type of way. So even when they communicating it in codes. It's not clear. It could come off inauthentic. It could push them deeper, but it's because they're not coming from their soul. When you come from your soul, it makes you talk in such an authentic way that people don't have no choice but to feel you. But you have to, that's something that you have to learn to do. And you can't do it when you are living in fear. You worry and concerned about everything. You ain't going to be able to do it. It would be too many blockages, too many what ifs before even taking the action. So yeah, but he do dream of escaping, you know, like they all do, because these celebrities are miserable. They're not happy. But it's because they attach their happiness to what people think about them, to how much money they have, to what their friends and family, and their friends and family might just be fucking robots, you know? What is Post Malone afraid of? I don't want to fight with you, but I will if I have to. What is Post Malone afraid of? I may have found the one. I'm falling deeply in love with them. Post Malone, like, what's his zodiac sign? Because I don't want to choose. I want my cake and eat it too. I keep my double lives separate. Like, he's like, okay, what they bonded by is the fact that the people who's utilizing their energy, they know all their triggers. Post Malone, he's like a sucker for love. Um, they know how to tap into his emotions in a certain type of way to get him to agree to things that he really don't want to. He also have addictions to the lifestyle. That's another way how to keep the celebrity trap is that they give you so much access, an excessive amount of sex, drugs, like they turn you out and you get addicted to that lifestyle. And it's not a lifestyle that you will be able to upkeep if you're not a part of the industry. It's a lifestyle that you won't be able to afford anymore if you lose all your wealth and fame. Because even when a celebrity is broke, their fame, they will still have access because people will want to give them free stuff just to be able to utilize that celebrity fame. So it's also currency. So a broke celebrity, they could couch surf at other celebrities as long as this broke celebrity mentioned their name. It could even to be caught up in some drama with them, you know. It could be to try to embarrass them. Because it was something that happened with Bobby Brown a long time ago. This just like popped up in my head. But I think he was dealing with Superhead and she kind of blast him, call him a bum and everything, and had recording of him sleeping on the couch. He was real comfortable. And yeah, shit like that. And the reason she did that is to utilize the energy of his celebrity to benefit her. So he's addicted to the lifestyle. And that's another reason why he feel like he can't really escape. He also have a deep fear of being disliked. Um, what is his zodiac sign? A Cancer. That makes so much fucking sense. Let me see the whole natal chart. Virgo moon. I guess. Okay, so I want to ask, like, was he set up or was he like a part of the plan? Y'all, these are my printable tarot deck. You can find it on my SD shop. I'm really loving them. The reason why I'm also going to release a a printable, not a printable deck, but something that you could have on a regular card like this. Um, but I'm still working on that. But I wanted to make my cards more affordable. That's why I created this printable deck. And it do make a world of difference with the card being on it, the visual on it. So, okay. What was the question? I want to first know about what is the intentions of the guy who was touching the box. Okay, what is the intentions of the guy who's touching the box? See, it was some form of agreement. Like, I'm really starting to feel like it was like a whole setup. That's why he even acted in that manner. Like, I'm really feeling like, you know, and it was something time sensitive or something like that. Hmm. Okay, was there a real energy transfer? Was there a real energy transfer? Oh, that's a lot of cards. Yes. I think that's why the TikTok is coming on. There was a real energy transfer. Like it was a real okay, I'm gonna ask about the energy that was transferred. All right, I'm gonna shuffle off camera this time so I won't take so long. You know, but I also wonder, why did Post Malone even touch him? Was he trying to pull the guy out the room or something? Like you see him touching it and then something spook him out or something. And then he touched him and then the dude let go. But with the TikTok card being here, I felt like the guy was waiting for Post Malone to touch him. And then he stepped away. And this was like a night vision camera, so it made me think that it was like dark in the room. What was the energy that was transferred? Mm. Mm. I believe that they was transferring this role into him. So it was a real energy transfer. But it's like they put the energy of the spell in him, because whatever it is, it made him play a role. It made him do it. It made him become even more addicted to the things that he was already addicted to. Like he became more of a slave to his addictions. So it like heightened his internal demons. And then with his Seeker card, inability to commit to a path once found. So yeah, the energy that they put on him is like fucking him up, because it making him more into an addict. It is causing him hallucinations. It's causing him like a lot of anxiety and stress. But there's a reason why it's a recording of it. And then, you know, the news person was talking about things come in threes. And I believe they showed that clip 3 times. I'm gonna link Lovely T, so y'all could go watch it on your own. But they showed that news clip 3 times. So all of this is like a whole ritual. But okay, so like I'm picking up on a duality to this, because I feel like Post Malone is not aware of everything, but it's because he took a wrong turn. So okay, like right now we in a spiritual war, and you have to be paying attention, because they always trying to get you fucked up and caught up. It's things that he should have listened to his intuition about, and he shouldn't have did this show. He shouldn't have went into the room with that person. And I feel like his intuition was telling him that, but he didn't listen to it because of his fears. So I don't believe that he was conscious in the form of like he went to a group meeting with these people that's very powerful, and they in control, and they playing out these narratives, and he aware that they playing out these narratives. Is more so he agreed energetically, because he signed a contract. He took something that intuitively that he know he shouldn't. I believe even if you was to look at the contract of him being a part of going to this haunted house or something, you will see something sketchy in it. Once they got him in that room, they played out that ritual, and now they broadcasting it on the news. And they talking about this occult shit on the news. Like this celebrity was cursed. And look how much he cursed. It's actually working, y'all. And the purpose is to build fear. Hold on, make sure. The purpose is to build fear in the people. But it's also building fear in him. Provide strength and support to others in crisis. acts out of love with no expectation of reward. Ability to communicate knowledge and experience, skill, or wisdom. Because with these cards, I am feeling like he's aware of a little bit more. But it's something about because it's a part of it that is really physical, and there's another part of it that's really spiritual. And he's not fully tapped into the spiritual side of it just because of where he's at vibrationally. Okay, tell me more, clarify this for me. Engineer. Reliance on mechanistic solutions without regard for emotional consequences. Yeah, okay, so we know that there's deceit behind this. Like there's a reason behind them broadcasting this to us. But I want to know Post Malone position. Like, friendships with animals, communication with nature spirits. The only reason he can't see it is because he haven't allowed himself to ascend. So they just utilizing the fact that he is unaware to play out this ritual. And I feel like the reason why I feel like he's aware and not aware at the same time is because it's like they don't hide the truth, but you really can't see the truth behind your indoctrinated mind, behind the programming of your mind. So because of that, he got placed into a trap, and now they utilize him. They utilizing him. And it's something about what was transferred to him that it like monitor him. Like it's almost like they could, after they attach like this energy and they go back and they do like divination or something like that, they could get something very precise because the energy that they attach onto the person like integrates into them and feeds off of them. Okay, so how can he set himself free? Post Malone, how can Post Malone set himself free? Victim card came out reverse. playing the victim for positive feedback in the form of pity, inability to maintain personal boundaries. He will have to get balance. He will have to heal. He will have to let go. He will have to make decisions based off of a different moral system. How can he set himself free? Detective. He also have to allow himself to gain greater knowledge because, you know, I feel like he's just at the beginning of like awakening. Let me see how old he is. Oh, so he was born in 95. So what, he like 26, 27? Oh, okay. So he just coming into his Saturn return. That's why they did this shit now. They be knowing what they doing. They be knowing what the fuck they doing. So he will have to remove the mental blockages. He will have to allow himself to go deeper. There's a lot of things that he blind himself to because of his addictions to the lifestyle. So he refused to see it and to truly dissect it and understand it. Like there's a lot of things that he see, like maybe some type of group sex ritual, and energetically he could pick up on, is something more going on here than just these group of people having sex, but he don't allow himself to go that deep because he want to enjoy his pleasures. So let's get more on that. How can he free himself? It's something connected to his childhood as well. I'm not sure if he was created. I'm starting to think that he wasn't. I'm starting to think that he was initiated when he was a child, though. Like, I feel like he was born to his parents, not with the intent of him being a celebrity. But when he was a child, something changed. Something was implemented. Yeah. This child magical card came out again, reverse. Pessimism, depression, disbelief. Yeah. It was something about, I think that he has gifts. I think Post Malone has spiritual gifts. And they knew that when he was a child. And I think it's actually very powerful. They want to control it. It's something about his sensitivity, disbelief in miracles, believing that energy and actions are not required for growth. Now I'm going to read the light attribute because I feel like that's the energy they kind of kept him in since he was a child. Seeing the potential for sacred beauty in all things, the belief that everything is possible. It's something that they observed of him in school that alerted to him having certain abilities. And then the artist card came out reverse. using talent as an excuse to mistreat others, posing as the starving artist to elicit pity. And then scribe, liberator, and martyr came out again, upright. I think it was something about how he expressed his emotions that allowed them to see his gift. It's something about words that he speak are powerful. So they trying to control that and utilize that gift. And I believe it's something that he could remember from his childhood that points at this. That's why this martyr card is coming out, because he is some type of sacrifice. But they sucking him dry of his abilities. But they was doing it since he was a child. I think it's something that he even wrote. I feel like it's words or something that he drew when he was a child, and it highlighted his abilities. So if they was to give him a song, or let's say that he write a song, they would give him a producer to work with him and be like, yeah, instead of saying this, say this instead. But they utilizing his gift, because something about the words that he speak, it manifests. But it's real particular with him. Like there's only a few people who have this certain skill. Like all of us, we different. We have different skills and abilities. But with him, it could even be also like what he writes down. Like if he was to write down manifestations, that's really powerful for him. That's why I feel like they get him to sign certain contracts. I feel like it's something about contracts that he signed. If you was to look over it, it won't look exactly the same like other artists' contracts. Like it would be different wordings. It might even be stuff in there that's completely unrelated what he doing the contract for. Like he could be signing a contract to do a show, but somewhere in that contract it says something about world domination. And by him signing it, they utilize that to manifest what they want to manifest. So he needs to really protect that. He might even be able to build a sigil that protects him from this energy, or to even detach it. Like if he was to write, this energy cannot enter, like start writing demands, he could defeat what this is, but he just have to believe it. But yeah, something real powerful in his words. He can even speak it. Like I banish this energy. This energy can no longer harm me. he might even need to meditate. Oh. He could be really good at, I think it's called scribing. Like when you intuitively write messages. I tried that a few times. I got some really interesting stuff. I might get into that more later, but like he could do intuitive messages by scribing. So he might even want to use that in order to dig deeper to his higher self so he could learn word spells that can protect him and that can get rid of this energy. So yeah, that's what he can do. All right, y'all, I'm just going to wrap it up here. Stay blessed.